Hi guys, welcome back. I'm Mike.
I'm Erin.
And this is the Weekly Roundup right here on our Wyoming Life. The following program being brought to you by the National Grant for folks that really haven't quite gotten their priorities straight yet. We have been getting back into the swing of things here for the last week or so. We're still recovering from Ranch Roundup and all that kind of good stuff. But thank you for coming out this evening and hanging out with us. If you follow us on Instagram, we posted a little sneak preview of what we have going on tonight on Instagram. Grace was up here with me. She was helping me do some sound stuff and get some lights set up and that kind of thing. And we decided to make a little video. You did put it on Instagram, didn't you?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm talking about something and I'm like, I don't even know what I'm talking about. So the kids will be coming up today with a new installment of the Kids Corner. We haven't done that for a few months, and they wanted to get out and show some folks around. So we've got that coming up. We've also got our sponsor coming up for this evening, and I figured we'd talk a little bit about now as we get out of the Ranch Roundup. We're going to talk a little bit about that because I do have something sitting in your email about the Ranch Roundup. If you were here, I'd like to remind you about. But as we move forward and moving into fall, which really isn't that far away. I mean, it's been hot here. It's been kind of weird weather actually, but winter and fall and winter is really not that far away.
Yeah, it could be here. The forecast looks fine though for the next 2 weeks, but I mean we could have snow really at any point now. So hopefully it holds off for a while for us.
I got a little curious and I looked it up to see when we had snow, our very first snow last year, and it happened actually 2 weeks from today last year. So and it wasn't a lot of snow, but it was enough to make you remember what winter was like. This was taken right alongside the highway out here, and you know, I guess what would we call that here? A light dusting? What would that be called?
That's enough to make the ground white.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we probably got a few inches out of that, because also too this time of the year the ground is warm, so it melts when it comes down. So
you end up with wet snows this time of year, that kind of thing. These are the ones that actually, you remember was the first winter we were here when we got that late snow, or was that an early snow? Broke all the trees, couldn't get to any stock tanks. When was that? Do you remember?
Well, we had one in April, that first winter. But we had one in the fall, but we'd been here for several years.
Had we? I don't know. They're all just kind of mushed together. But yeah. So I mean,
I was doing farmers market.
Were you really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So it wasn't that long ago, but yeah, those snows that come either really late in the season or really early, those are the ones that can do some damage and stuff like that. So we're looking forward to that. Yay. A couple other really quick housekeeping things before we get to answering some of your questions. I did get permission to do this, so I'm going to throw this out there. Our friend Gary, who you've seen him on the channel. He helped me pull a cow out of the pond out here. We have the hashtag Everybody Needs a Gary. Last Friday, Gary actually had a heart attack. Now he's fine. He had 2 blockages. They put in some stents. 100% recovery. But one thing that I wanted to do was actually throw this up here and see if anybody would do this and either send him a card or a note. You can send it via our Wyoming Life. So care of our Wyoming Life, P.O. Box 667, Gillette, Wyoming 82717. You can send a card to Gary and
get well message.
A little get well message might you know, boost his spirits. He's actually back at work already. He had a heart attack on Friday, Saturday, somewhere in there. Went to the hospital, went into ICU.
Had surgery.
Had surgery. Stayed overnight. Came home the next day, and then I think he was back to work. He wasn't like, you know, obviously getting out and working his On Tuesday, he stopped by and borrowed some staples.
He took Monday off because it was a holiday.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So Gary was the guy who got the tractor keys from you. Gary has the white beard, and we've seen him on the channel here and there, but we've always talked about having Gary come up and join us for a live stream. The hard part is that he's busy.
Yeah.
He's so busy that he turned 70 this year. In December is his birthday. He turned 70, and he goes like bat out of hell, like constantly. Yes. And I guess that's what keeps you young. And then when you do have a heart attack, it knocks you down for a day and a half, and you bounce right back out and get back to work. So something to be said for either the Wyoming air or maybe the water or whatever he's drinking down there. Funny thing is, though, that Gary has been told that he has to switch to a plant-based diet. it doesn't sound like he's too happy about that. So,
we'll see how that goes.
yeah, send him some beef jerky or something. So,
Send him beef jerky.
so anyway, Gary's doing fine.
Yeah.
But that is the address right there. Gary, care of our Wyoming Life, P.O. Box 667, Gillette, Wyoming 82717. If you'd like to send him a card or a little note or whatever you would like, I think that would be a really cool thing to do for Gary, and give him something else to do. You know, he can read some mail, and maybe that would get him on the live stream if we could bring him in and be able to talk about that experience, because he didn't even really think he was having a heart attack. He just didn't feel good. Ended up going in, and boom, bang. There's how it works. So, but he's fine now. So that's kind of a good thing. Anyway, the other thing that I was going to tell you guys about is if you were here for the Ranch Roundup, check your email. We sent out a survey starting this morning about the Ranch Roundup, what you liked, what you didn't like, what you wish would stay the same, what you wish would change, and you can take that survey totally anonymously. I am going to say one thing though, and you're probably going to smack me, but when I was on stage, I said, hey, if anybody has any problems, feel free to grab me and let me know what it is that bothers you, and we can try to fix it while you're here. We've gotten a few complaints about some things that people could have talked to me about in person, and they chose not to. So that kind of just kind of gets on my nerves. But anyway, that being said, moving right along, probably lost like 8 subscribers there. So.
I mean, I think sometimes people need some time to digest. And
True,
it's been
I
almost
get
2
that.
weeks now and stuff, and
That's why we waited a couple weeks to send it out, so that people would be able to, figure out what they liked and what they didn't like.
And there's some really, positive comments, and people loved it. And there's some great, it would be better if this was a little bit better. And so I think, we're open to constructive criticism.
Right.
There's some stuff that's really just like, I don't know how that would work, or...
there was one, and then we'll just talk about this really quick, but there was one person that said, you need to spend at least, 3 to 5 minutes with each person there. And you do the math, that doesn't work. It's there's really no way. I mean, I think I figured it out. If I spent 2 minutes with everybody that came to the Ranch Roundup, that was over 6 hours that I would have spent. So
at 200 people, I mean, at 2 minutes, that's 400 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
It's hard, and we didn't want anybody to feel like they were neglected or left out and stuff. But if somebody came up to us, we talked to them and stuff.
Exactly.
Not everybody apparently did approach us.
Yeah.
And I know as people were leaving, like, we were trying to like scan the crowd and like make sure, like, if we were standing by one of the trailers that was departing, like, we tried to say goodbye to everybody or like have a brief conversation. But yeah, it's just a lot of people.
I knew some people weren't going to go home happy.
We did the best we could.
$99 super chat there from Dr. Dixon. As a survivor, I can say there's no 100% after a heart attack. I should say that it's a 100% function or something along those lines is what Gary told me. So he had an 80% blockage of one vein or something. Two. They put in 2 stents. Well, no, but one of them was 80%. I don't know what the other one was. 2 stents were put in, but they did say that his functionality, I guess, was back up to 100%. But
I hope
who knows how that works.
he slows down a little, because he is so busy.
Yeah, he needs to.
And he was planning
semi-retire.
Semi-retiring this winter anyhow.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
This might speed that process along a little bit.
So thank you very much, Dr. Dixon. We do appreciate it. A $2 super chat there from Houston Firefox. Good evening to you also, and JB Weld. The lack of veggie burgers triggered me.
I think you're going to find a veggie burger at Ranch Roundup.
We could. There may be something to that. We could have like a veggie burger versus a real burger, some sort of showdown.
I mean, there's good veggie burgers.
Sure, there are.
Sure, yeah.
Have you ever had a veggie burger?
Yeah, I mean, you can have a good veggie burger. It's not like something I eat often or for years, but I've never had an Impossible Burger or a Beyond Burger. We
did get a note, and the survey was done anonymously, so I didn't read this one to you. But somebody came and brought 2 vegans with them.
Oh, they did.
And really, there were no complaints about any of that. But the person that filled out the survey, guy or girl, said that one of the vegans did try some hamburger.
Oh.
So I was like, well, then you're not a vegan anymore. Sorry about that. But yeah, it's kind of a.
Well, I'm glad that they were open-minded enough to try some hamburger raised ethically and locally and, without hormones and antibiotics and stuff.
When it comes to the comments and stuff, like occasionally we do get like the vegan hate and stuff like that, but I've actually had great conversations with people that say that they're vegetarians or what's the fish one?
Pescatarians.
Pescatarian, fishitarian, and I've had great conversations with some of those guys. I mean, it's just about, it's just like anything else. It's just your own personality, and there's some.
I didn't know I was feeding a vegan.
Honestly, it never would even crossed my mind to be like, hey, when you fill out the card, do you have to have a vegan option on the menu? I guess. I mean, maybe we do.
I'm trying to think.
And gender neutral bathrooms and.
The beet salad was vegan.
Actually, we did have gender neutral. We had outhouses, so they're all gender neutral.
I guess we did have beet salad. Roasted beet salad was vegan, and the coleslaw was vegan.
We're gonna have to have a vegan option next year because Gary will be here for the Ranch Roundup next year, and he is on a plant-based diet. So we're just gonna have to give him his bowl of dirt, and he can chew on that, I guess.
Yeah,
we'll make it good dirt. It'll be like potting soil.
I think it's amazing that some vegans came to the ranch.
I'm kind of amazed by it too. I kind of wish that I wouldn't have made the survey anonymous because I kind of want to know who it was. I really do. I really do want to know. But yeah, it's very cool that somebody came and they tried to bite a hamburger. And I mean, if you're on a ranch, really, as long as you're not here to push me into a cliff or down a cliff or into a ravine, which has been threatened, try a bite of hamburger.
Yeah.
Why not? Just don't eat it in front of Bambi. I hope nobody really did that. I kind of had that little worry that somebody was going to go back there with a hamburger, but she didn't seem too traumatized, so I think that was okay.
Didn't one of our high school kids ever first try to feed her a hamburger?
Not Bambi. That was Kirby.
Oh, Kirby.
Kirby was another pet cow who's long gone, but we had a high school kid working for us one of our first years out here, and he tried to feed her a hamburger, which was not right. Very not right.
Did she eat it?
No.
They don't eat a lot of people food.
No, they're not like dogs or cats or whatever else.
Like pigs. I mean,
pigs will eat anything.
Pigs would eat a hot dog. They'd have no problem about it. They'd suck it right down and say, "Where's the next one?"
Yeah, exactly. Hot dogs. I like hot dogs. I don't know what's in there either. Nobody knows. So anyway, long story short, if you do get the if you were at the Ranch Roundup, check your email. You'll have a survey in there. Feel free to fill that out and let us know what you think. And then we can take that constructive criticism, constructive is the operative word, into next year. Because
unconstructive, we're just ignoring.
It's just a story of my life. Yeah. So, yes, thank you very much for that and taking your time to fill that out. It's about 15 questions, pretty simple. Mostly it's just pushing buttons. So, anyway, moving right along from our vegan conversation to Wes. One Lonely Farmer is here apparently. I just saw a hi to Wes. I didn't actually see him say anything.
You missed a super chat.
And I did miss a super chat from Houston Firefox, JP Weld. Veggie burger lovers triggered me.
Nothing wrong with a veggie burger.
I have never had a veggie burger. Have you ever had a veggie burger?
Whouston Fairfax asked if do vegans make good compost. Yeah, you already asked me.
Right, but I want details. I want to know how this happened and what was who were you trying to impress? Were you trying to date a vegan at the time?
No,
because that's the only way I would have a veggie burger when I was single.
There's nothing wrong with vegetables.
You show me a guy that's a vegetarian, and I'll show you a guy trying to sleep with a vegetarian.
There's guy vegetarians and guy vegans. Gary is now a vegan.
And so is Susan. See, it goes right hand in hand. I think that, unless she's going to sneak a Big Mac now and then, which she may, if I had a heart attack and they put me on a plant-based diet, I would hope that you would go and sneak, if they put me on a plant-based diet, would you eat the same thing I eat?
I would disagree and say that you're not going on a plant-based diet. I mean, I'm just going to say
good luck to you.
I don't think that is the end all and be all of health is a plant-based diet.
True. I agree. Yeah. And the more you read about the fake meat or whatever that stuff is called, it's not really that good for you either.
Highly processed.
Yeah. It's just like anything else. So, anyway, moving right along.
But I do think more vegetables in everybody's life is never a bad thing.
No, that's because you're a vegetable dealer.
There's nothing wrong with vegetables. And
she'll also tell you that kale is delicious and wonderful.
It's good in some preparations. You can make kale taste good.
How?
It's good.
Make it taste like something else.
No.
How do you make kale taste good?
Kale chips are good.
Feed it to a cow.
No.
And then have some burger later.
No.
I don't even know if that's a good. I want to see if Bambi will eat kale.
Bambi eats cake and grass. I mean, that's it. She doesn't have a very refined palate, okay?
I need to see who's a pickier eater, me or Bambi.
Probably you.
You think? That'd be an interesting experiment. Yeah, you can feed kale to pigs, which then becomes bacon. So
Yeah.
yeah.
There, a balance and moderation and more vegetables in everybody's life is never a bad thing.
Coming from a kale dealer. All right, let's take a couple questions. How many head of cows do you have? That's from Connor, the dirt bike guy. Right now we've got about 150 cows out there, all getting pregnant and doing their thing. So we'll see what we have at the end of the year, though. That's the big thing. And from Linda, a 13-year-old farmer, I feed cattle and pigs. I also live in Utah. And awesome. That's very cool. Thank you for watching.
Here,
we
Linda.
appreciate it. The little kids are the future of farming,
Yeah.
So are ours, but ours are afraid to get pooped on, which we'll find out later.
You also said you got pooped on and threw a peacock, so.
I didn't throw a peacock. I got pooped on by a peacock, which honestly, for an animal this big, had the most poop I've ever seen come out of one single animal.
Have you seen the goose?
I don't know if I squeezed it or what happened, but it was disgusting. So anyway.
If you reacted poorly, they were probably just following your lead.
Well, Grace did say, this video is coming up. It's coming up in the kids' corner, but Grace did say, I was going to hold a peacock until the one pooped all over you, and now I'm not going to hold a peacock.
Well, that one was cleaned out.
I should have given, well, it needed some cleaning up of itself, but yeah, it was kind of a mess. So anyway, moving on from vegans to poop and kale dealers, and from Cadillac Man, do you like the state of Oregon? We've been to Oregon a few times. I have family that lives in Corvallis. So that's Oregon. We went out to Newport.
We've been there for approximately less than 7 days. So yeah, it seems cool.
It's very nice. 7 days. I'd take it for 7 days. How on earth did you get under a peacock? Yeah, that's a good question. From Catherine Locksmith, ranchers are awesome. I have to agree. Yeah, I picked it up. It was a small one. You'll see them here in a little bit.
Even the big ones you can pick up.
Well, the big one, they get bigger obviously as they go. These ones are small, but the big one, I've held the big peacocks too, and we now have 4 peacocks that you're going to meet a little bit later on. I'm getting ahead of myself, but the girls will introduce you to those guys. So,
thank you for the super chats, Gaither Locksmith theme.
Here's one thing I love about our community and our audience and our people that follow us and our fans and our family and everything else that we have going on here. JB Weld burned a super chat, a $10 super chat, to ask a question for somebody else.
Thank you, JB.
Thank you very much. Kyle asked, when will the cows be brought back to the main ranch? That's a very good question. They want to come back now. So the temperature's starting to drop a little bit at night. I don't know, it's getting down in the 50s, maybe low 50s.
Yeah, we've had some nights in like the 40s.
Yeah.
But this last week's been hot.
So I had a couple gates open that weren't supposed to be open, but really the cows haven't been coming back that way because it's been summertime. And the other morning I got up and the cows can come within, if they're smart and they work their way through some gates and some things, they came within probably 2 miles or so. They were in the cut across.
Yeah,
so within a couple miles.
You could visually see them.
We could see them. Yeah, I looked up there and I was like, oh crap, there's a bunch of cows standing at one single 16-foot fence, 150 cows standing there going, it's cold. Well, it was dang near all, well, it was probably 150. It would have been 300 if they would have had their cows with them. Yeah. But they're all standing there saying, hey, Dad, it's cold this morning. We want to come home and you can feed us some of that hay.
Yeah.
Obviously, we didn't let them come home and I didn't feed them hay, but they're aching to come on back. So they can come back pretty much at any time whenever we let them. Once we open gates, they'll start coming back.
They stay in summer pasture till October, though.
Yeah, so they'll...
It took you a long time October is when they'll come back home.
Bulls will come back here before too long. Bulls will be coming back in mid-September. Excuse me. They will be hopefully done with their job. The sequence of events will bring bulls back, hopefully all of them, and no wounded bulls or whatever like we had last year. Then the cows and their calves will come back. We'll sort cows and calves off. Calves will go to auction. And then not too long after that, cows will be going through preg checking. So preg checking usually happens hopefully end of October. We have the nice new AeroQuip system that I'm currently working in my brain how I'm going to work that into our corral system so that whoever we have preg check for us will be able to use that. We'll be able to use that chute and hopefully make it slicker than snot. So that's kind of the hope anyway. Yeah. So that's kind of how that's going to work. From Linda, $5 super chat. Keep up the great content. Thank you very much. JB, if you have any other questions for anybody else, feel free to throw them up there. Be sure to thank our moderators that are here with us tonight. Of course, Matt Fensel, Lori Habel, Bill the Tractor Guy is here with us. I saw William Dunn here a little while ago. A lot of those folks were here at Ranch Roundup. Hopefully you got a chance to meet them and hang out with them.
Wes says he can do pregnancy checks. Come on
Hey,
out.
there you go. Come on, Wes. That might be fun. We put a little filter on some things, and yeah.
We polish that turd.
That'll be a lot of fun. You know what we could do is we could have celebrity preg checking come in, and we'll just bring in different YouTubers. I don't care who they are.
Wes, Zach,
We could have Zach
Cody.
come in.
I mean, Cody gets.
Cody
preg
could
checks all the
actually
time.
preg check.
He could supervise the preg checking.
Who's some really obnoxious YouTubers that we could have? What's that?
Jake Paul.
Jake Paul could come and preg check. That would be awesome. Tim Schmoyer, he's a friend of mine. He would like to come and preg check. So that would be a lot of fun, actually. And we don't preg check the steers. That's usually a bad. We've done that once. That was a bad day. Not so much for us, but for the steer, it was a very bad idea for him. So
Yeah, if we could get Cody to supervise, yeah, that would be great.
You know, we could
JB Velda, PewDiePie could preg check.
Why not? This could be a major in for us. Hey, you know, I know you've done some things on your channel. You've done some cool stuff. You've done some stuff that got you in trouble. But have you ever been shoulder deep in a cow? And depending on the way we do it, sometimes that's the only warm part of your body too.
It's so cold.
It can be cold and windy and nasty. And, it could be a lot of fun.
Tom Jacobs says Andy.
Andy Detweiler. That would actually be interesting. I bet you Andy would try. I think he would, if he knew what he was feeling for. Andy could probably preg check better than any of us.
Good.
No doubt. That would be a lot of fun. I haven't talked to him for a while. I should send him a text. Kylie Schmitz asked how many twins we're thinking we're going to have this year. You never know. This year we only had 2 sets of twins, I think. Last year was like 5 or 6.
Yeah, I mean, lots of years even they don't show up on ultrasound. So
Yeah, true. That can be an issue.
Yeah.
Yeah. Depends on how they're laying and everything else. So, yeah, who knows? Why don't you echogram? What do they do? Ultrasound for.
I mean, they still have to go shoulder deep, but they stick a wand.
Yeah, there's a wand type deal.
Yeah. And there's a screen and.
Yeah, it's hard to get the cow to lay down on the bed, then you squirt the little juice on there, and that might be a little hard.
Yeah.
But the probe seems to work pretty well.
Yeah, it does, and the screen is there, and you can watch our old preg checking videos, and you can see it. And they like if a cow comes up empty, they'll check for abnormalities in the uterus and try and figure out why she's not pregnant. And,
Right.
There's a lot of information that they can.
I did talk to Cody at one point about actually just getting one of those machines and just having him train me how to use it. But yeah, there's always the. If there's not pregnant, then there's usually a reason.
Yeah,
and a trained vet can actually
through palpation and the screen can.
Right. Then that's what happened to Kirby. We were talking about Kirby earlier. Kirby had a breech calf, which I ended up having to pull, and she was so tame she just laid there and let me pull it, or either that or she was just totally wore out.
Like Bambi. So.
Yeah, and I pulled that breech calf, and then that was the end of her uterus was tore up after that.
It was just there was a lot of scar tissue and a lot of damage to her uterus that would make it unlikely that she would become pregnant again.
I think she was empty that next year.
She was empty, yeah. And she could have possibly become pregnant, but that's like some of the information that we get to learn when they are shoulder deep.
Yeah, we know we're way more intimate with our cows than sometimes we want to be. So, all right, moving right along here. For fall, what's coming up for you as we get into the September season and what's coming up from the gardens and farm store and all that kind of stuff?
Farm store will just keep chugging right along. Winter crops are in the high tunnel and they're doing really well. If you follow the Wyoming Life farm store on Facebook, I still don't have an Instagram. I posted a picture a few days ago of the winter high tunnel and the crops. They're all doing really good. And we're going to finish up harvesting the summer gardens and do a lot of canning and processing and just get ready for winter. So
cool.
No, I'm not drinking a can of beer. I'm drinking
whatever that is.
a LaCroix.
All right, let's take a look at our sponsor for this evening. Are you one of the millions of Americans who live on the Great Plains and aren't fortunate enough to have your own tree? Do you find yourself watching the splendors of autumn's changing colors in other states with a sense of longing, even perhaps envy? How many times have you said to yourself, boy, I sure wish I had to spend all afternoon raking leaves in my yard, just like people who have their own trees do? Well, now you can, thanks to Dead Leaves Are Us, the country's leader in dry, decaying vegetation for more seasons than we feel like counting. So don't put up with a naked front yard any longer. Call Dead Leaves Are Us, and then we'll leave the raking to you. Dead Leaves Are Us, where you can get your leaves spread all over your yard.
Awesome.
I don't know why you'd want to, but Wes did say that he used to have a dairy farm. So if we can get Wes out here to Prague check, that's a good collaboration. It only costs a few $1,000s to fly him out here and put him up. And
that's on his own. We'll make some videos.
Exactly.
He make a video for his channel too. That would be. I would love the idea of the YouTuber perk checking. Don't know if it'll happen, but it would be.
It would be fun to do.
It would be fun. It might require more planning than in September.
Can you
come out a few weeks from now? Like,
yeah. Start driving now. Start hitchhiking now. Maybe you'll make it. Yeah, the Wyoming state tree is the power pole.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. All right, Wrangler Star. We can get Cody out here to do it. I don't know. Cody doesn't answer emails too much. Carrot cake tomorrow?
Yeah.
Yes.
I spent the day baking.
Is Steve somebody local?
I don't know.
Steve Hastings? Or are you planning? Are you just coming through town, which might be good too? So I'm down with that. So. Harvest Yellow from Adventure Roads channel. Great job, Alan. Well, thank you very much.
Thanks
Appreciate
for the
it.
super chat. I was waiting for you to read that.
I was like, I was like, it matches. Harvest Yellow kind of matches the color. It's not a bad thing.
Thanks for the super chat.
Now Jeff Lake would be a good one to come out and help Preg check too.
He'll watch Preg checking.
Oh, I thought he would come out and help.
I'll watch Preg checking, no charge.
We had one vet member, Brandy, that used to come out and preg check, and just a little tiny thing, and her little tiny hands, and then
delicate.
Yeah, and then the next year we had Kyle out preg checking with his monster arms, and it's like, the cows must have just been having all kinds of trouble. So, Mike should model for Wrangler during the winter? Couldn't I model during the summertime? I guess maybe they just want more clothes on me, more Wrangler, more layers by Wrangler. This is a fat guy cover up by Wrangler.
Thanks for the super chat, Long Ash Cowboy.
Thank you very much.
We don't even watch football, so thanks for the super chat.
Too busy to watch football, but Houston Firefox there, another $2 super chat. Arms matter, yes, they do.
Preg check competition. How many can you get right?
Oh, be a long time before you know the answer, though. Not a long time.
No, I mean you just have. You preg check whoever,
right,
and then the vet preg checks right,
right behind you and double checks and sees if you're right.
Yeah.
I imagine you would get better as you go.
Well, yeah, I think
you would hope.
Practice.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of one of those practice make perfect kind of things. So.
And I think obviously like using the ultrasound is kind of cheating because once you learn how to read that screen, it's different than just doing palpation.
I'm sure there's some sort of
I think there's skill and stuff.
I mean, not trick, but I'm sure there's skill to it.
Yeah.
And people that can palpate and stuff like that, that's crazy. It's amazing that they can do that.
That might be easier.
It might be. I don't know. These are things that I need to learn. Or maybe I don't need to learn.
Maybe the whole video should just be you learning how to preg check. That's a skill that you've scaped out on.
Maybe Wes could come out and teach me how to preg check. And then we'll have Cody double check both of us. And then we'll make sure there's no liquor involved at all.
Zach touch a cow and see what happens. And we could get the Welkers down too.
Oh, see?
All these farming people should have to come work some cows.
They're like, what the hell's that big black thing with 4 legs? I'm not sure what that thing is.
You missed us.
Did I miss a super chat? Sorry, Mike Wilder. Go Pokes. Heck yeah, man.
Heck yeah, we never watched.
Actually, I went to Laramie 4 years ago for a football game. I think it's what it was.
It's been a while.
It was long before YouTube. Back when I had some time to do things like that. So
the preg check team names would be wild. Farmers versus what? Ranchers.
Oh, I'm sure we could come up with something better than that. Would you like to preg check a cow?
I mean, no.
No, not at all. You have small hands.
I keep records.
No, we should have you do it this year.
I give shots.
You do give shots?
You need to preg check before I preg check.
I'll do it if you do it. I've actually had my hands in a cow.
Well, yeah.
Have you?
No.
Yeah, you have. No. You felt a calf one time when we were pulling a calf, didn't you?
Well, I mean, like, I've been like, like half a hand deep.
There's all kinds of weird competitions you could have.
Yeah, Wes, we just got to get your language under control. Agree.
We could have Erin standing in the background with one of those air horn things, and pretty much every time Wes says anything, we'll go, what are those? The air horns, or is that what they're called? Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be funny. I would pay to see that.
See Bob preg check? Yeah, they always come in the beginning of October. If they hung out until the end of October, they could preg check.
They could. I wouldn't want to see Bob preg check anything, though. Actually, he could probably check her tonsils if he really wanted to. Seems you have a bit of a sore throat there, man. Yeah. I'm sure he could. Where do we go all sideways on this? Usually I do have somewhat of a plan here, and I think we got off right about vegan. Right after we announced Gary had a heart attack, everything went to hell. Yeah, we went vegan. We went everywhere after that. Next thing you know, you got your hand up a cow. Aren't all cow vegetarians?
Vegans.
Or vegans, yeah. I mean, true. I would hope.
Yeah, I mean, they are.
I do have a sign I should show.
What else would they eat?
I have a sign that I should show sometime that is at the entrance to the ranch on the ranch road, which I should have had up for Ranch Roundup. I don't know why I didn't. But it says what? Warning, killer attack cows or something like that. Yeah.
Team armpit deep. We prefer the term shoulder deep, but armpit deep.
Armpit deep works too. Yeah.
Thank you.
Team Okay. I preg checked a bull by mistake. It didn't turn out well. We preg checked Cracker Jack by mistake one year. He's not a bull, he's a steer, but he didn't like it either. And now he won't turn his back on you at all. Trust me, he won't. You walk up behind him, he'll turn around. He just keeps his eye on you all the time. And he almost got stuck in the chute one year. Remember that?
Yeah.
He's huge. He almost got stuck.
Died.
We almost had to quarter him to get him out.
Almost had to go get the gun.
I pulled a fake calf out of a fake cow at Iowa State University. That's from Kyle Wessels. That I would like to do too. I don't know why. Remember that show, The Ranch, with Ashton Kutcher? Like the very first, I think it was the first episode of that. Erin and I were watching, and he pulls a calf. Remember, he loses his watch or whatever. Yeah. And he pulls a calf, and 2 seconds later, the calf's standing there, dried off, and is fine.
Pretty as can be.
I want to pull a fake cow now, or pull a fake calf. I think that would be fun. And if nothing else, I mean, I can video it. Linda there with a $5 super chat. I had 62 calves this year, 60 heifers, and 60 heifers and 2 bulls.
You had that many heifers to bull ratio? That's crazy.
There must have been, maybe you AI'd, maybe, because they can sex semen now.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why.
So fancy.
It's crazy. Yeah. Wait a minute. No, wait a minute. 100. Maybe she 62 calves this year. Bred 60 heifers to 2 bulls. Nope. Soon to be steers. Okay, I'm trying to figure this out, Linda, but you know what you're doing, so I do appreciate it. $2 super chat there from Houston Firefox, Team Long Reach. Yeah, Team Tonsils. So Bob would be checking teeth at the wrong end. Yeah, exactly. You got a cavity, man. Dustin Sterling asked, isn't it as easy as thumping? We're going to have more fun as we get closer to preg checking. I could do 2 preg checking videos.
Is that the same as palpating?
No, thumping. He's talking like a watermelon.
Oh.
This one's ripe. This one's rotten.
Boater 36 does embryo transplants. We just put some bulls out and hope for the best.
No, yeah, I mean, yeah, we don't get all that fancy. Yeah, Wes also mentions, we've had that happen before too, Wes. That's never fun.
Yeah, when you go in and you come out with like some hair.
Yeah. Yeah. We had to do a C-section on a cow one time to clean her out, and it didn't end well. So it's been a crazy road.
It's not always a happy ending, unfortunately. So.
Yeah, not always. I'm going to ask a question to Wes since he's here, one lonely farmer. Do you miss having cows? That's an interesting question because I don't know. I mean, would you miss having cows if we didn't have cows anymore? If it was like you were now going to be a kale dealer.
I mean, cows fit nicely into my well-rounded meat and protein and vegetable-based store plan. So, I mean, yeah, I would miss them. I mean, there's definitely aspects that I don't miss that I wouldn't miss.
Like what?
Like, I mean, calving's good. It's, I do enjoy that time of year, but like, it kind of sucks too.
It sucks because you get woken up like every 2 hours. That's why.
I mean,
if I slept in a different bedroom, you'd probably be fine with it.
You're super busy and you're super absent, and as you have to be. Wes says he does miss having cows.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, when you're like headed to town to go do something fun and there's a cow on the highway, because they always get on the highway when you have to go do something, or like, oh, you go out of town once a year and the sheriff's department calls and they're on the highway. Like, no,
Yeah.
I mean, that stuff I wouldn't miss that part of it. But yeah, I would miss the cows.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I would miss the manure patty for the garden, the compost.
You don't go out. See, I go out and talk to the cows, and I hang out with the cows. You're talking about filling freezers and filling poo buckets. The cows are my friends.
Yeah, I know, and you like the cows. I like the money.
Spoken like a true entrepreneur.
You take care of the cows. I'm more in the final product end of the cow business. I mean, and I love the cows. I do. Like when Bambi leaves, like she's only 4?
5.
And, like the thought of that like breaks my heart. But
yeah, and for the kids, that's going to be a horrible, horrible time on the ranch when it's time for her to go. All right, vacuum ask for the peacocks update, and that leads us right into the kids' corner.
Hi, I'm Mackenzie. Hi, I'm Grace. And this is the Kids Corner. We are going to the chicken house to show you the baby peacocks and the first baby chicks that we got to see how much they've grown. But I haven't seen them in a while. There's one of them. If you look in there, there's the brand new ducks. The chicken run. Back there, they got pretty big. Their combs and wattles are getting a lot bigger. They got more feathers. The peacocks have like little feathers on the top of their ground when they're babies, and the chickens are a lot bigger. Oh, I got scared. Don't know why I'm out here, so they don't want to get pooped and fluttered on. My favorite part about having peacocks on the ranch is because they can actually breed. We tried over and over again, but I feel like this time we're really gonna get it. And we don't have rooster for the chickens, so we can't fertilize the eggs for the chickens.
Do you like the birds? Thank you very much, Vacuum, for keeping us on task there. The girls getting a chance to show us the baby peacocks that the pea chicks.
Pea chicks.
Pea chicks.
Mm-hmm.
People get mad at me when I say baby cow, baby horse, baby peacock, baby chicken. People get so mad at me for that, and I don't really give a crap. But like. They're the pea chick or calf or.
I mean, a lot of people don't know what a pea chick is, though. Like,
well, that's the thing. Like, I think I said girl peacock once. Holy crap! You would have thought I wrote a letter that said that The Godfather wasn't that good of a movie or something. Like, people got all over me for saying girl peacock. Yeah, but people may not know what a peahen is.
People don't know, like, a peacock is if you're outside of agriculture or you've never experienced peacocks, like, people they're peacocks, regardless of age and sex. Like, that's just the generic, just like all bulls have horns.
They do. And bovine Americans, that's what we're going to start calling cows from now on, just to make sure that we're totally clear. But yeah, there is no armchair rancher tonight. Sorry about that. We're going to try to kind of diversify ourselves a little bit here. But
He's probably tired. He had to come all the way to Wyoming.
He did. He came all the way to Wyoming and now lost his belt buckle. There's that whole mess.
Yeah.
So seems to be all kinds of undocumented cattle. Yeah, no doubt.
The kids did good though.
They did good. That peacock that flew by when Grace was sitting there, that's the one that crapped all over me. And I came home after filming that with the girls. I came home, stripped down, took a shower, and my clothes went. I think my clothes are still in the washer.
Yeah.
They need to go in the dryer. But they.
Matt, that address is wrong. It's 1144.
1140. What?
Steve's looking for the address for the store.
1141. You're wrong too.
Oh yeah, 1141. Shoot.
See? I love catching Erin when she's wrong. It's fun. We don't bother her.
Oh, I knew two
It'll
was
bother her
wrong.
all night. She'll be like, I don't know my own address.
I had to go to the courthouse and pay sales tax and do vehicle registrations the other day, and we have two addresses on file because the trailer house had one address when we moved down here. We didn't change our address for a long time because nobody lived out there, but we have a slightly different address than we used to have. And so, yeah, it changed from 1133 to 1141, and
And then for a long time, remember the post office wouldn't recognize our new address, so they were sending mail back like crazy. It was like, why can't I get mail? So it was crazy.
Steve's hours are 2 to 6. If you want more information about the farm store, like a map and everything, if you have Facebook, it's our Wyoming Life Farm Store on Facebook.
Yeah, our Wyoming Life
Farm
Farm Store.
Yeah.
Our right. Yes, Matt, you made a mistake. All right, so I had another super chat in there that I missed. $2 super chat from Houston Firefox. Oh no, triggered. Yeah, sorry about that.
Just call them P things from now
P
on.
things. P Americans doesn't really work. P
juveniles.
P birds.
P
No,
birds.
they're kind of ugly, really, when they're small.
Oh, they're horribly ugly.
I don't know what's.
They're just brown and.
If you ever want an interesting thing to look at, Google owl legs. You ever seen that video,
Oh, yeah,
that
where
picture? They lift up the owl, and they've got these like giant, long, ugly legs, and that's like a kind of the same thing with the peacocks. They're
they're
ridiculously out of proportion, and they just look like they're going to fall over. So, Steve Hastings says he's going to drive around Wyoming till he finds it.
It's not that hard.
It won't be that hard. We have people. I run into people every once in a while. I'll go to a store in town. This happened the other day. I was at where did I go? No, it was one of the auto parts store, right? It was Napa. So the guy at Napa watched the guy.
Him and Gary are friends.
Him and Gary are friends. He watches our channel.
He asks Gary about us all the time.
He does. He told me that, I think it was him, that told me that somebody was there wondering where the ranch was, so they gave him directions to the ranch.
Nice, okay.
So I was like, wow, the same thing happens. If you ever can't find us, just find Thars in town. They have like a flyer probably by now that tells people how to get here. So it's a little crazy. So P foul. See, there you go.
Yeah.
But see, that could be considered a derogatory term, really, because if somebody called me a Mike foul, I'd be like, hey, what the hell, man? Not all that bad.
Yes, we have a Walmart.
It's from BFOG. Hello from Ontario, Canada. I'm the first generation of my family that wasn't raised on a farm, and I always look forward to seeing what it takes through your videos. Any and every aspect is interesting.
Well, thank you.
That's, I was talking to Zach Johnson, the Minnesota millennial farmer, was here this week. He just stopped by. We didn't make last week. We didn't make any videos. We actually just kind of hung out and talked, and we walked around the ranch and stuff. And one of the things that we talked about was, how it's in the beginning, it seemed like it was difficult to make videos about farming and ranching because it's very much a cycle. The same thing happens over and over and over again. And both him and I agreed. We were like, well, it's always something new every single year. And it was kind of cool to be able to talk to somebody else about how that, what was a major worry when we first started the channel, like how, we can do 1 year of this and then we don't have anything else to talk about.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people, like friends and family, were like, well, what do you do the second year?
Yeah. You just do the same thing. You just make it a little different. So, yeah, little interesting factoid that actually, well, there's other channels too, and probably Wes, probably from One Lonely Farmer, probably had the same problem, and he's been doing this a lot longer than any of us have. So he's the pro. Let's see, $10 super chat there from JB Weld. Any updates on the Gillette coal mine? You read the news more than I do.
Yeah, they're still not open. They were going to potentially be sold. The buyer said that they were going to basically mine the coal that was exposed and then reclaim the land. And so the sale was denied, so they're still closed. So, unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah.
So at this point, I think most people have moved on and found other jobs.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
I would hope so. From Justin Conway, have you ever thought about raising llamas? We had 2 llamas at one point.
I mean,
when we had sheep, when Gilbert was alive, we had sheep, and we had llamas to watch the sheep. I've told this story before, but we had 2 llamas, which really doesn't work that well because from what people have told me, when you have sheep and you have llama to protect the sheep, you want 1 llama so they bond with the sheep and then they protect the sheep. We had 2 llamas, so they bonded with each other and said piss on the sheep and went that way.
I mean, but I think the amount of lambs lost to coyotes did diminish.
Maybe. I don't know. I honestly didn't keep track of that kind of thing.
Benjamin and Gilbert did. I mean, I think,
so we had 2 llamas at one point. We had Dolly Llama and we had Tony Llama. And when we got rid of the sheep, we gave them away. So unfortunately, I kind of wish that we would have kept them actually sometimes. I think it'd be kind of cool to have a llama around.
We gave them to Sharon though, and Sharon helped Gilbert, and they like worked together for a long time, and we still see Sharon, and so I think it was a nice memory for her of Gilbert. So
have Gilbert's.
I would rather have alpacas if we were going to do like some sort of like fiber animal. I just don't really see the point of having a llama. Like you can do fiber with them, but like I'd rather do alpacas. They're a little smaller. They're super cute.
I really don't want to shave anything.
I don't want to shave anything either.
All right. So Keith asked, when do we get to see the AeroQuip equipment in auction? In action, not in auction. Speaking when we had the Ranch Roundup, everybody thought we were having an auction around here because nobody pays attention to what we do. But they thought we were having an auction, so we had like 3 or 4 people stop by. But anyway, the next step for the AeroQuip is to get it incorporated into our corral system, and then we'll be using it during preg checking, hopefully, if we can figure all that out. The company themselves they're helping me out immensely with, how we're figuring out how to incorporate it into our system with the minimal amount of disassembling of our corrals, and how to make it work as best possible. So really good folks. The owner of the company, a guy named Andrew, I don't know if this is an Australian thing. He's from Australia, but he said, I want you to be painfully honest when you talk about the AeroQuip. I'd rather have you stab me in the chest than stab me in the back. And I've never actually heard that term before. I don't know if that's an Australian term, and this is a good place to ask because I'm sure there's somebody here from Australia. But I'd never heard that term before, and I thought that was a really cool.
Do you think there's someone from Australia here?
I can almost guarantee there's somebody from Australia here.
It's a long ways away.
It is, but it's like daytime there. So my guess would be that there probably is somebody. Let's see. Dorian. Let's talk about that really quick. I was going to actually mention that because we do have quite a few subscribers in Florida and that area.
Wes just said I was only going to do this for 1 year because there wouldn't be anything new to show. Yeah.
See, same thing. Everybody has that same
literally
problem.
Everyone was like, what are you going to do the second year?
Yeah.
Like, it was a 1 year gig.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, AeroQuip is Canadian made, but the owner is Australian. But they're manufactured in Manitoba, I think. So we have Dorian coming up and obviously going through Florida. So we do want to. What?
I don't know. The hurricane. I forgot what the name was.
You didn't know what I was talking about?
Like who's Dorian?
You didn't know you couldn't. Oh, so that would be confusing. Most people that I've talked to, most people that I've talked to are actually farther inland, so it's rainy, it's that kind of stuff. But anybody that is in the path of Dorian, of course, I hope that that you have evacuated and all that kind of good stuff. Please do me a favor and do that. Don't be the guy that's going to stand out there and tell me about how much it hurts when you get hit by a stop sign. It would hurt.
Well, yeah. Obviously.
So use some common sense, get out of there. I don't want to see anybody floating on a big giant door either, because there's only room for one person on a big giant door, and that's what Titanic taught us. Not that she was.
Storm is Erin.
Oh, really?
Bring
Interesting.
It on.
Bring it on.
Dave and Tammy are further inland. They'll be fine.
Yeah, they said they were getting some rain and stuff out of it, but everything looks okay. So, let's see.
No, I didn't see the map that CNN put up labeled Alabama as Mississippi.
Doesn't surprise me, though.
That's unfortunate.
It is embarrassing. But, they're just people. People make mistakes. I make
Yeah.
mistakes all the time. People are very, very, very happy to point them out to
You're
me.
literally going to kill the rabbits any second.
I know, right? Oh my gosh, the rabbit video. I didn't even get a chance to talk about that at all. We put out a video, Tuesday, about building the new hutch for the rabbits and the kids helping and it being
Was
a
it
big
Tuesday?
family
No,
learning.
it was Sunday.
Learning experience and all that kind of good stuff. And then it turns out that I'm a horrible rabbit keeper. And
I mean, we all are.
we're all just going to kill these poor rabbits any day now. Which honestly, when they escaped, I was like, we killed the rabbits. I mean,
We already did it.
but
So.
their old
came
cage was crappy and it was, falling apart, and that's why we got the new one, which apparently is just as big a piece of crap as anything else.
Oh, it's
But
fine.
It is fine, but according to the internet.
Yeah, according to the internet. And yeah, like, we joke about the rabbits escaping and them dying. Like, we were really worried and upset.
It was.
And so, like,
we were
don't
it was the
purposely
day
try-
before. Was it the day of the ranch
No,
roundup?
it was the day before.
Day before the ranch roundup. We have 9 million things to do, and Erin's out hunting for these rabbits. And I was like,
You come in and you're like, we have major problems. I'm like, we can't have major problems. We have 200 people coming tomorrow. And you're like, the rabbits are gone. I was like, oh, well, that is
I
kind
thought you found out the rabbits were gone.
You-
Did I find them? I found out they were gone.
gosh,
I don't know. It was a long time ago.
Yeah.
That whole section of my life, honestly, it might just be wiped from memory.
And then you went to pick up chairs or something and left me to deal with the rabbits and the porta potties.
You did fine.
I injured my rib.
When it comes to dealing with crappers, you're a pro. Trust me. She knows where to put a crapper. All right, guys. That's about
down.
what?
Scroll down.
Oh, scroll down. Oh, am I missing stuff? All right. Slam Boy, you're 15 minutes late,
made
but
it.
there is that you can also rewind. So why not do that? That might be fun. So that's pretty much it for us tonight. If you have another question, feel free to throw it up here before I begin or get done blabbing on about what I want to talk about here for a second. But we do have some cool stuff coming up on the ranch. Erin's going to have some more videos coming from the garden, I swear. We are going to, I know she thinks she don't like to watch garden videos and cooking videos and stuff like that, but I'm going to make her do one just because
The
they're
numbers
fun.
don't lie.
Somebody figured out how to fudge the numbers.
I can see. Then not everybody is interested in my type of content, which is fine.
Maybe you should curse more.
The
It works
cows-
for Wes.
The cows are Chris, thanks for the $10 super chat. Winter Hat Fund, Edgerton. I was almost born there. You already have a winter hat,
I
courtesy
do.
of Stetson.
Courtesy
so
of Stetson.
Thanks
but
for the
thank you
super
very
chat.
much, though. That'll pay for the one that we blow up, probably. You know what would be that would be cool. You and Wes doing like an R-rated cooking show. That would be awesome. I would go for that.
Now the internet's going to remind me that I was almost from Edgerton.
You almost were.
If you ever come to Wyoming, make sure you go to Edgerton.
Erin was almost from there.
Kelly guessed my mom is from Edgerton. I was almost from there too. Tammy, I'm glad you guys enjoyed the purple cauliflower.
Did the purple cauliflower taste cauliflower? Collie? Did it taste any different? Did it taste more purple? Did it taste like a grape? These are things that I want to know. Linda Miller likes the cooking videos. See,
Yeah, there's some of you that
you could cook in 360. We have the 360 camera. You could cook in a 360
what am I going to
degree.
do? Put it in the middle of the kitchen and then turn my back to it? Like, it wouldn't work.
Oh, why do you burst my bubble? GoPro is nice enough to hook us up. Come on, we got to figure out something else to do with it. Okay, people are having too much fun here. Should I send Lincoln some styrofoam? Nope, there'll be plenty of snow here anytime soon. Snow.
That little shyster, man, he's such a turd.
Lincoln?
Yes.
I had an email or comment or something that said that it was amazing that I could teach the kids to do all that for video. And so like it was scripted. Like, Lincoln, here's some styrofoam. You're going to break this apart. You're going to pretend it's snow, and then mom's going to yell at you, and then you're going to run over here. None of that was scripted, obviously. I did tell the kids As soon as I say our Wyoming Life, I want you guys to come and jump on me.
Yeah.
That was the only part of that. And
Like
Grace like snuck around behind me, and I thought she was going to jump on me from behind and like break my neck. So that's why I was kind of trying to keep an eye on her. And then Lincoln, of course, stole the hat, threw it in the back of his gator, took off with that. None of that was planned, by the way. So
Lincoln just gets all riled up.
yeah, it's a fun day if that doesn't happen. So you
See,
can't.
Misplaced Hillbilly says Kent Rollins best cooking channel, period. See, I just...
Oh, you have no reason to compete then. No, you're good to go.
Cool, thanks,
All right,
Misplaced Hillbilly.
All right. One thing I did want to talk about.
Don't send Lincoln styrofoam. So that's not the first time he's made snow. They were playing in my mom's garage. It was during the winter, so like that's not an uncommon thing. Like, you're driving me crazy, go play in the garage. I think they were getting ice cream or something out of the freezer. But
Wasn't like a car running in there at the time or something. No.
And her garage is heated, so it's not like they were out there like freezing. But she had a box or something in their styrofoam, and she said she went out there to check on them after they'd been out there for a few minutes, and they had just destroyed the styrofoam, and it was all over her garage. So that's why he knew right away what to do with that.
Really quick from Yamamama64, speaking of the gator, is it fixed yet? It is not, but it has been determined what is wrong with it, which is exactly what I thought was wrong with it. One of the cylinders is down to like 75% compression or something like that. So now we have to make a decision on whether or not we rebuild the head and do all that, or we just say screw it and put a new engine in it. Unfortunately, nobody from John Deere is knocking at our door to help us make this decision, so we're going to figure this one out by ourselves. New engine's about $3,500 to $4,000. We can put a new head into it, and then obviously everything else that goes with that would be right around $2,000. This isn't counting labor, by the way, if I have to have somebody help me with it. So it kind of seems like it's better to put a new engine in it, and then you're kind of done. John Deere actually said that 12,000 miles is about the limit for that engine, so it's already there. So we're gonna figure that one out as we go. So we're gonna figure that out. And we had one of our hunters is actually a small engine mechanic. He's the one that tore it apart the day after Ranch Roundup, completely tore the engine apart, and then put it back together and said it's broken. Have fun.
At least we got it back together. It was touch and go for a while.
Yeah, we were like, is it going to start? Because if that thing doesn't start, we're in trouble. So, but yeah, we'll figure that out. So that will be coming for sure.
Wes could rebuild it.
Wes, we got all kinds of jobs for Wes. Where is Wes? Maybe we should just put him in the ranch house and just put him to work for like a month or so, and we'd be good to go. Gary, our friend Gary, everybody needs a Gary, had a heart attack this last weekend, and we're inviting you to send him get well cards and notes of whatever you want to say to Gary. It's kind of weird because like Gary has been like a huge part of the channel, but not like
he's been a huge supporter of the channel.
Huge supporter of the channel, but he's also been like not afraid to be on camera. If I need help, I know I can call him. Yeah. We've been in his shop when last time we repaired the gator was in his shop when we replaced the water pump. That was in his shop. He gave us a hand with that. So if you would like to send him
putting the tire back on the baler when you tried those tire hacks.
Yeah, tire stuff that didn't work. So he's a part of the channel. Hashtag everybody needs a gator. Gator. Everybody does need a gator, but everybody needs a Gary too. And you can send him get well cards and notes of condolences for having to put up with us or whatever you want at Gary, care of our Wyoming Life, P.O. Box 667, Gillette, Wyoming 82717.
Yeah, Brian, I can't believe it only lasts for 12,000 miles too.
I know, right?
New one costs like $25,000.
I think they build that in. It's got to be.
They're so expensive.
I know, right?
So ridiculous.
The new ones are very nice, though. I did look at a new one. Oh my gosh!
And we've looked at like all the different brands, right? Like you've looked at Gators, you looked at Polarises, Rangers. They're all ridiculously expensive.
Because they all have power windows now. Who needs power windows? Who needs a heater and air conditioner? Like, I just want to get in something and be able to. First of all, I do want to be fully enclosed. I am kind of a wuss when it comes to that. I don't want to be snowed on. I don't want to have grasshoppers jumping in my nose. Oh,
the grasshoppers are so bad right now. Like when you walk out in the field and they jump on you and they put their stupid little suction cup feet on your arms and ugh.
They don't have suction cups, do they?
Yeah. Have you had one land on you?
They have like little spiky feet. It's not like suction cup feet.
Well, it's disgusting.
It's gross.
Thank you, Mike, for the super chat. No snow from Lincoln.
All right, really quickly, two more questions. It's 8 o'clock, so
$30,000 super chat. Anyone? Yeah, no. YouTube takes 30% of that.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah, you're spoiled with the windshield and doors and stuff.
Oh, I am spoiled. I'll admit it. But I can tell you, like, if I have to carry a calf back in from the field, and this is no joke, like I've had to do that many times in the gator. I would much rather have an enclosed gator, because then when the calf decides to get up and crap on me and jump out the window, they don't have anywhere to go. The other nice thing about having the enclosed gator is when I have to deal with bulls. You know, I've kind of got a little bit of protection there, but yeah, so I like having the enclosed gator. Call me a wuss, I don't care.
It is really nice. I mean, that was a nice upgrade when you switched from a four-wheeler to the gator.
Yeah, and it's not heated. Our gator isn't heated. It's not air conditioned. Somebody was riding in it actually when we were out here getting ready for the ranch roundup, and they were like, "Do you have the heat on?" And I was like, "There is no heat. Like, you're just sitting on the engine."
Yeah.
You know, that's pretty
I would
much
much rather have air conditioning than heat. Like, I don't ever hardly get cold in there in the wintertime, because you do sit on top of the engine and you're not in the wind. But it gets freaking hot in there in the summertime.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have like good ventilation. Like the windows, I don't know, you don't get a nice like breeze.
Right. Cadillac Man wants to know if you can potty train a calf.
I would say no.
Why would you want to?
I don't know.
It sounds like a lot of work. Head on to, Michael Russ brings up a good point. Head on over to the website. We are going to have beef jerky for sale very soon here. We also have some new t-shirts that are up, and we will have some other stuff, I guess, once Erin decides what we're going to put up there. But
yeah, we're looking at some new merchandise. There's a few things on sale right now. Our hats are on sale. We sold out of whiskey glasses and coffee mugs. So thanks to everyone who bought stuff at Ranch Roundup. And yeah, so getting some new stuff, working on that. And you've put up a few new t-shirts.
Right, the bull shirt t-shirt is now available. You can check that out for yourself right on our website, our WyomingLife.com.
Yeah. We don't have jerky in stock, and like I'm working on ordering other stuff. It'll all probably go up at the same time. So.
Yeah, that's kind of what we're trying to coordinate everything.
Yeah.
So get it all and make it happen. So other than that, we're gonna let you go for this evening, right? You have anything else you want to add?
No.
We will be back next Thursday for another edition of the Ranch Roundup. I don't know what we're going to have to say then, but a new video coming out on Sunday and a new project list video on Tuesday as we get back into the project list. And you can check out the project list now online too at our website, ourwyominglife.com. So it's all right there. So until next time, remember, old salesmen never die. They just go out of commission. And have a great week. Thanks for joining us in our Wyoming Life.